Now, in the past, I have never been a massive fan of Ultimate Team. That might have something to do with my club Sheffield Wednesday not being at the elite level since probably when the Pyramids were young. And all of the fascination is the Premier League. It's the top leagues in the world. It's always been that with Ultimate Team. That's where the focus has been. However, in EFC25, my curiosity was piqued with the evolutions setup. The way you can take a player and you can make them better. Now, it wasn't perfect last game, but it gave me an idea for EFC25. So here on the channel is the first ever Ultimate Team series, and it is the Sheffield Wednesday Past and Present Road to Glory. Now, if we look at FUT.GG here, they have a section for past and present players for every club. This will make life a bit easier for any players I've forgot, but there's also players that we're going to sign that aren't on here because, for example, players through the academy, Jamie Vardy is one of them that were at academy level but never quite made it, so they are included in the past and present. But looking at this top line alone, there's a few players that might make this game bearable. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to be able to get this team to the elite division. I'm not that player, right? I'm a casual player who is all right at FIFA, and I think most of you probably are too. We're just going to have some fun with this. The aim is Martinez. It says 15k there. Last night, he was 20k, so he's already dropping. So we can keep working towards him because he's going to be very, very useful for this. That top line are probably going to be our foundation, as well as obviously we want to keep quite a few of the current Wednesday players in and build them up. Now, we're coming to the moment a lot of us enjoy, choosing your starter pack. Your starter pack is very big for like 5 minutes. I always go with England and try and build a team. It makes sense as well because a lot of the Wednesday players are English. We get Smalling in this. Are we going to get any silvers? Because we get excited about silvers and bronzes on this game. That's the great thing about this mode. Looking in there is some championship players, but there is no Wednesday players if we look at a glance. So none of these players are going to be usable. There's no players that have ever played for Wednesday in this entire squad that we have got, which, you know, we expected to happen. So what's going to happen now is we're going to have to open up some packs that we get for the welcome gift. I should mention, I am not using my normal profile. This is a different profile. So if you guys didn't pre-order the Ultimate Edition, we have got the same thing. All that my play requires is you played FIFA at some point last year, because I am a club member, but I am not a founder on this. I don't get any of those bonuses, and I don't get the FIFA points, and we're not going to be spending FIFA points anyway. This is going to be a proper road to glory. So I'm going to go for the badges that I think are most expensive and try and sell them. These are the players that we get as the welcome back gifts, the packs that we can open. There's a silver pack here. Our first player is a championship player. It's Dutch. It's a Leeds player. So they've bantered me a little bit there, but I reckon he's going to be worth a few coins. That's actually a good, if you look there, it's about 3k he's going for. If he can get us 3k, that's going to help us actually be able to play this game and start building a Wednesday side. There's other players in here that are all going for around that because in this early stage of the game, people want their players for their club. So getting rare silvers and the likes is the best time to get it. Now, the gold packs, they're not really going to be that useful for us, but every single pack we open that's for a normal player would be like, yes, big packs. We're looking for that Martinez. I'm half tempted to see if we can pack him, but it doesn't matter even if we buy him and then we do pack him, because what's useful is having players that are first owned, just for that little badge that says the first owned. It's quite nice. Obviously, duplicate storage is a thing now, so we can be looking at SBCs. We're just basically going to try and grind everything we can out of these. Now, these players are interesting because they're tradable, so a bigger hit out of these would be fantastic. Some will be trade pile, some will be discard, but I reckon if we can get about 8k from these packs, we're already at 4.2. We can put together some sort of Wednesday side. It might not be the best, but it's enough to start on the squad battles and build our way up. Quite like the tunnel animations. I'm still getting to know which ones are which, but again, we've got an 83 here. 83s are always good to have, mainly at this stage of the game, to be honest, because people are looking for the big players from their clubs. Another one here. nothing fantastic. We'll probably try and get, you know, 800 odd for these players, and then players like this that are going for 600. Yeah, if we can get the 600, fine, but they're getting very close to discard already. But it's coins. It's all coins. This is quite cool. The lone player pack had 1,000 coins in it, which is really useful towards us. Nothing to it. We get a lot of sows in this. We don't get Siliso, but we get a lot of sows from packs. One day we might pack the Club Legend Siliso. We get nothing really from that preview pack, nothing worth buying anyway. We wouldn't be able to buy it. We'd have to, if we had probably got something like, you know, a team of the week from that, then we'd have to try and get the coins just so we've got discard coins, basically. But the silver preview packs, the fact that they're here is very interesting for us, because if there's a Wednesday player in there, I'm going to be very tempted to spend coins on Wednesday players. And as you can see, we're selling players. We've gone up to 6.4k already, which means we can start having a look using these objectives, see if we can get some coins from them, but we can start having a look at buying some players to put together a Wednesday side. And we will start with someone I mentioned earlier, Jamie Vardy. There's going to be a bit of a bidding war, but he's not going for too much. People have just put him at discard price. Bannon's going to be difficult to get for less than 1,000 coins, I think. He is very tricky. And Masaba, don't even think about it. Masaba is very good in the game if you've used him, but he's at least 1,000 coins, so I'm just going to have to enter these 20-minute long bidding wars and hope. Gassama, I really enjoyed in the career mode episode we did. If I can get him, I'm just buying him there for 700 coins, because we ended up with 10k coins after a few more sales. I think it was 9.8 or something, so this is where we can really start putting together the side. Antonio, a legend for us back in sort of 2011, 2012. The fact that he's in the Premier League is very useful for us, because if he does well 1 week for West Ham and gets a team of the week, that's the exciting thing about this. These players, Antonio had a really good card for a tournament last year, right? If he has the same thing, or players do have that, we've got more of a stake in the game in this Wednesday past and present, which makes it quite exciting. I looked for Martinez, but he was 20k. There was a buy it price of 15k there, but he was well out of our reach. But Barkley could be a bit of a gem for us this year, and he doesn't seem to be going for that much, so we're going to look to get him for less than like 700 coins, and I think he'd be a fantastic pickup. If you aren't a Wednesday fan, Barkley played for Wednesday on loan. It was a short amount of time, but it was a memorable time. I remember being sat watching Barkley curl a shot right into the top corner in front of the Kop for Wednesday back then. What year was that now? Let's have a quick look. So that was 2012. He made 13 appearances and scored 4 goals for us. Yes, I also packed a Sheffield United player there, which we're just going to glaze over. SBCs are going to be very useful to us in terms of getting the players. That Masaba keeps getting outbid, and I think we actually lost him there. So I'm going to have a look and see if we can get another one. No, we didn't lose him, but the bid system's been a bit weird as well. I decide that we're going to try and get Bannon for 1,000. We'll see how that one goes. And then there's the likes of Bernard. Bernard's probably going to be my starting centre-back. He's probably the best one we've got if you look at the ones that actually currently play for the club. So it'll probably be him. And then this player that is not on Foot GG because he was in our academy, Ben Godfrey. So if you are doing a past and present, do not forget about Ben Godfrey, because he is a player you can use that will not be on those past and present sides. He did play for Wednesday at academy level. James Tavernier might have only made 6 appearances for us back in 2011, 2012, but he's in here. And then obviously Murphy. They'd say don't fall in love with lone players. Jacob Murphy was definitely one we did. And then he went on to really sort of become a Premier League regular for Newcastle. So it was sad to, you know, not have him back after that fantastic loan spell he had with us back in, it was 2019 now, 2019-20 season. So one of our more recent players, 39 appearances and 9 goals. It was kind of, he was the loan that was part of the, was he the one that was, we're sorry about the Steve Bruce thing, we'll give you Murphy for a while. So the fact that we got him for 450 coins is very useful. I've put some bids at this point on the 2 lows that play for us, Kadamatri as well, but Windass, his pace is very, very useful in this game. I had a 98 pace Windass on EAFC 24, so I'm going to try and get him early just in case there's a good silver Evo that comes in, and that's going to be where we get a lot of success, I think, when they do the transformative silver evos, and I'm just hoping we get an early one again because I really need players to use here. We are going to bring along the players like Liam Palmer, Dominic Iorfa. Depth is going to be a thing for us. We're going to struggle with depth. I'm not going to have any real options off the bench. We're obviously going to probably play our best players. But if I've got Murphy on the right, then Masaba might not necessarily start. And he wait for an Evo for Masaba. I got Masaba to a 90 rated with a team of the season moments sort of Evo last year. Beadle's a tricky one on the... If you were bidding for Beadle last night, 2 people sniped him off me for about 1,000. It was very, very annoying. Part of the reason I was quite excited we signed Chalobah was for FIFA. Because I thought, oh, he could have some decent... His pace isn't woeful. It's not great. Don't get me wrong. It's not good at all, really. But he'd be decent with an Evo. Now, the one that you let go and has now just gone for millions of pounds. I don't know what we were doing a couple of summers ago. But Deli Basharu, we're going to try and bring him in as well. More of a recent player with Wednesday. One player that I remember in recent history we haven't said a goodbye to because he didn't sign a contract. Very interesting from Wednesday, that. Ugbo here, cheeky little 100... I can't believe I just said that. That's so British. No, not doing that. I am British, but it's, you know what I mean. 150 coins. If we can get Ugbo for that, that'll be decent. As you can see here, there's a lot of Wednesday players we're currently looking to try and win. Bit of a bidding war for Iorfa going on there, 550. Iorfa used to be absolutely in demand on this game. Can I also make a request, EA? Can you please put Waddle, Hurst, Di Canio, some players in this? Di Canio could get a hero, surely. But like Hurst having or Waddle especially having like an icon, I feel like they deserve something. And if the hero system's in there, is this the year we get a Wednesday related icon? If anybody in the audience can think of a player for Wednesday that actually has an icon in FIFA at all, in old FIFAs, let me know, because I've been trying to think of one, and I know there wasn't one last year, but if there is one somewhere, they might come back, because that's what we want to really strive for. It'd be amazing if there was like a Waddle that, yeah, it was like 1 million coins now, but we were aiming for that Waddle. We've bought so many players at this point, I'm just trying to layer them and have a look at who we've actually got, and as you can see, a starting 11 is coming along quite well here. I quite like our front two. There's not a lot of pace there, but Godfrey with 81 pace, I think he's just going to be our centre-back. If there's he's also on that cusp of being a silver, so he's a bottom-rated gold, which means we might be able to get a fantastic evolution for him, because there were a few for like 75 rated players last year. They were absolutely fantastic. Masaba here, a bidding war. I'm going to go for this one, though. I'm really going to try, like, even if I'm paying 1,000 for him or a bit more, because I want Masaba. I say on this game, he feels like Mbappe once his stats are evo'd, and I don't know if it's his play style or his height or it's just the way they have built him in game, but he does. I'm going a bit crazy here. We're pushing quite a lot of the budget, but we do get Masaba. He has been very expensive for us. It says the transfer hasn't completed, but it has. He was 1,700 coins. At this stage, he's our most expensive player. Masaba, you better start delivering. But we are going to try and go for another Beadle. We've been for a couple of Beadles at this point. The reason we need Beadle is the side of there. We just need a keeper and some sub options now. We've got a few subs, and I do think it's time to name the club. And I'm going for Owly McOwls, like you would Boaty McBoatface, because I couldn't think of anything else. If you've got some name suggestions for the squad, get them in the comments. I don't even think that's how you spell Owly. I think you probably need to put an E before the Y, but I didn't want to have that awful placeholder name they gave me, so we've went for Owly McOwls. I'm really sorry. But look, we're still winning Beadle. We got Ugbo for 150 coins, which was a bargain. Deli Basharu's still in there as well. Premium silver pack. Can we get a Wednesday player out of it? because first-owned Wednesday players are part of the objectives for us personally in this. And Wednesday kits and badges, they're usually really expensive. I am not spending on cosmetics at this stage. We don't get anything in there, but I have just reminded myself that I need to sell like the Barcelona kit and the Chelsea badge and the badges that we got. That's why you do it. The badges you start with, the kits you start with, they're tradable. Always go for the ones that you think are going to be in higher demand. I never used to do this, but when you're doing a road to glory sort of thing based and you're not cheating and you're trying to, you know, you're not paying to win, you're going to need those coins. I'm also going to try and get Bailey Peacock Farrell as our bench keeper, but also if I don't get Beadle, we can start playing because obviously we're still building a squad. We've got the likes of Shea Charles, who might end up having a half-decent evolution at some point. And 3 Beadles later, 5 seconds, and we might be getting him. I lost out to him for 1,000 coins twice. But we have just won him for 550 coins. So sometimes patience works. Now, Beadle's 6'6". I'm quite happy we've got a tall keeper in there. And obviously, we'll have Martinez probably by the next episode. We're going to build towards Martinez. We're going to do all the squad battles in this episode. They're going to be off camera because this is going to take time. Please support this series. Please like this series. Comment. Get involved because a lot of this footage is going to be recorded over the spans of days before the next episode where I've looked at the SPCs, I've looked at the rewards, and then I've collated everything from a few days into one episode. So please, for that work, help support the channel, subscribe, and I'm not going to put this series behind the Members Day Early Access. It's just going to be the career mode. So this, everybody at the same time. So please support it. I look for Carlos. I can't remember if Carlos is still managing, but I know he used to have a card. So I was looking for Carlos Carvalhal, so we actually had a manager there, but the manager's still up in the air. So if you've got a suggestion for a manager, let me know. Now, I'm not going to stress myself out with squad battles. I'm going to play on world class. I'm going to play on professional. I'm going to mix it up because here's the thing. Here's the mistake you can make. Don't play it in a normal difficulty when you're playing with players that aren't at the level you would be expected to. I felt this in this world-class game here. They might have some bronze players bringing it down, but they've got Neymar, they've got Palmer. All it takes on a world-class difficulty or above is them to have a half-decent game and they're going to score past you because it's the individual brilliance, whereas you've got no pace, you've got no flair, you're going to struggle. Even though the overall rating for the other team's low, don't overestimate your ability because a win is so much more vital at this stage. But that's a fantastic goal, really, there. That's our first ever goal as a club, and Antonio pulls out the belly goal. But I can't stress enough, if you are picking up this game, do the squad battles on a difficulty you know you're going to score loads of goals on. I mix it up a little bit here. I sometimes challenge myself with the world class. I'm not going anywhere near legendary. I used to play all of them on like legendary. It's not happening. I'm not doing it. I like to enjoy my life because, as you can see there, Neymar has managed to just slip it under Beadle with one of the worst goals I've ever seen. That's what I'm saying. Don't overestimate your ability for it. You might get a free kick. Our first free kick of the game. And you might be able to take advantage. But again, we've not got fantastic free kick takers. If you look here, 73 free kick accuracy is the best we've got. And that's Barkley here. So you don't hope for much. However, he moves and we score it. He moves out of the way. So Barkley can just dink it. And we get our first set piece. It's a really nice free kick, this. It's really well worked, actually. Nice achievement. And he just rolls it up. Right foot. What's he doing jumping that way? Where else am I going with it, mate? Obviously, I'm going over the wall. What is he doing? But yeah, this was actually a really tough start because Neymar was on it. And I was struggling against him because I had Iorfa up against Neymar, guys. That's what you can get if you sort of overestimate how you're going to be when the new game comes out and you've not played in a while and you've got Neymar just constantly running at Iorfa all game and you're like, oh, God. Also, I've kind of left the tactical setup at 4-4-2 at the minute and it's not doing too bad. Antonio should have buried that. But let me know. I want you guys to let me know. What are the best formations? What's the meta, so to speak? But what's the best sort of things to be using in Ultimate Team? How do you think we can get the best out of our squad? Obviously, I'm not going to be great with something that requires elite players. But if you've found tactics, etc., maybe online, maybe you watch someone who's got a really good tactic or you found one, leave it in the comments. It'd be good to basically have tips from you guys on how not to be so terrible like that pass was. Because look at that. How has he not finished that? How has he not punished me? And how is it not level? He should have easily done that. Vardy's quite good. His pace isn't there anymore. He should have buried that. But he's quite useful. You can use the control dribble a bit and just shift his body weight, which is very useful. But this is what I'm talking about when I talk about depth. Look at our bench. It's very much attacking positions. I realized I haven't bought any defenders for depth, which isn't the best idea, but we don't have a lot of them. I probably can get Famio, and then I'll look at the other past and present people. Is there anybody I'm missing that wasn't on Foot GG maybe that would be a fantastic defender for us in there? Tavernier is obviously my first choice to replace. I'd feel a bit better with Tavernier against Neymar. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't be too confident, and this has got to be the equaliser. It is. Yeah, Palmer. Too easy off the bar. We were sitting. 88th minute as well. Very annoying. But yeah, Tavernier is my first choice right back, basically. He had a team of it's either the team of the season or he had a very, very good inform last year. So he was actually one of the best cards that we would have had here. So there is players that can have those performances. Antonio goes for the screamer. He should have scored about twice here now, and this is in extra time. But they're going to threaten, and it would be a sucker punch, but Beadle decides to step up. Beadle's not bad. He's not very good if it's a low-driven shot, but he's quite good with his height at getting the reach in the corners. But they were kind of all over me a little bit in extra time, which wasn't fantastic. But I'm very determined not to lose our first game as a club, especially because it's now the mighty Owly McOwls, or Owly McOwls as I've spelt it. I really don't know how it would be spelled. But look, we can use Windas's pace. Windas's come on. Brings it through to Low. Low passes it to Antonio. Antonio turns it. Is this going to be it? It should have been it. It was the last kick of extra time. Antonio could have won it for us. And yes, it wasn't technically the last kick. We've got a corner here. But look, Antonio again, he does well to get in this position, recover it. But then he's had a couple of chances to bury this. I'm quite pleasantly surprised they've got terrible penalty takers like us. They've subbed off their best player. They've taken off Neymar and stuff because of stamina. But look at how fast that penalty thing is. I had to be really, really careful. We score the first one. It's very hard to tell where they're going now, but I just assume down the middle. Saving the first one always relieves that little bit of pressure. It's so quick, that reticle now, that the circle just moves so fast. And then straight down the middle does me there. Windass. Pretty perfect, that. And it is pretty much a perfect penalty. Mazu Sacco for them. Come on, Beadle, big hand. Wrong way. Then we got Masaba. Masaba. Where's he going? He's hitting the post. What is he doing? Bodmer. I waited for that and I moved the keeper, but he kind of just did the splits instead. Now the pressure's on, though, because we've both missed one. But Liam Palmer with an absolutely textbook penalty there. No pressure. Fafana for them. Sudden death it is. Got to be really careful now. Got to make sure we score. That is so fast, by the way. Max Low. Great penalty again. And then Saliba against Beadle. Beadle goes the right way, and we have our first victory in our first match as the Owly McOwls in our road to glory. Not too bad. Now we get a 75 plus rated gold player pack for the objective of playing one squad battle. Is it going to be a fantastic centre back? No, it's not. It's Boutel, but it's fodder. Now, evolutions are going to be big for us, so it's time we actually looked at them and see what we could put in them. There's that Purple Prime AA, which is a 35k cosmetic. They're already doing that for people who just want to pay for it. But we've got the club member reward. Has to be a position of right back. I was thinking Godfrey. I was thinking Palmer. But then in the back, because it's a good boost, right? You get incisive pass, you get rapid, which is really useful, +4 pace, +2 defending, etc. You get pretty much pluses across the board across the two different levels. but I think we might save it for Tavernier if we can get him. Intro to stat limits, though, because I've enjoyed using Antonio so much in the first match, and I just really like Antonio, some of the best memories, I decide that we're going to use Antonio over Vardy here, because Vardy, I just think the boosts to Antonio's shooting and it's dribbling as well for Antonio, even though it's just a +1 overall, it will be useful. Now, you guys can get better ones. You can get, I think you can get an 81 rated Antonio if you've got the ultimate upgrade as well, which I've got on my other account, which is not for the Road to Glory, obviously. So use that. And we've bought Tavernier because I'm now, this is what I was quite excited about. We're actually going to get our best player in the game so far from this Evo, because look at that. Look at that card. It'd be 85 pace, 73 shooting. At the end, it's like 79 dribbling and 82 physical. So why would I not do this? Especially because Tavernier, I used his team of the week or something for a while last year, and I quite like the way he is. So if they've used the same sort of player, that'll be useful. We've fast forwarded a day now, by the way. Antonio's up there. I've played a lot of squad battles since then that you didn't need to say. I've lost quite a few. I think I lost 2 or 3 because I chose the difficulty wrong. And then they had like De Bruyne and bloody Haaland up front or whatever it was. But we do have some season pass rewards to claim as well. Yeah, don't waste your time with the squad battles on the higher difficulties, guys, really, because you get nothing in terms of points for it. You can actually get quite high by just playing the lower difficulties and scoring a hat full of goals. So if you aren't the best player, I'm not the best player, do that. This pick that we get for the second thing, we just get Havertz out of it. And now we've got some packs. So I'm going to let these roll because obviously we could get that Martinez, could get a first own player. Who should be our manager, guys? All those managers, there's Pep in there. I think I'm going to put Nuno on, but we do have Pep in there. Should I put Pep? Look at this, right? I immediately know this is something special, and I can't use it because it's Liga F. But it's not a normal walkout, this. It's our first team of the week. It's Lauren. And we can't do anything with her until, like, we get an SBC that requires a team of the week because she doesn't fit our parameters. So, at least we got a team of the week. You know, if I'd have probably, I don't know. If she's not very tall, you need tall centre-backs. You have a short centre-back, they're useless. Even, like, the best sort of, there was some really, really good centre-backs last year that were just short. And they'd get done at corners all the time. But yeah, I'm going to sort of speed roll through a few of the last squad battles because as you see, we concede there. We didn't do fantastically all the time, but we did find a few hat tricks with the likes of Antonio and Vardy because we had a bit of fun. Basically, I really got to grips with Antonio specifically with that little +1 upgrade, and he's just at a point now where I've learnt how to use him enough to sort of bully people off the ball a bit. A bit of an unexpected goal from Ross Barkley there as well in this game. But yeah, we started to gel a little bit more as a side throughout the squad battles. And next episode, we're gonna attempt to play people. That's probably going to go very badly. I think the goal for this series, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, should be actually, because they've changed champs and champs is very difficult, it should just be to qualify for champs and see how well we can do at champs. I'm not going to finish it there, because I'm going to keep this series going because I enjoy Ultimate Team. It's something I play pretty much all year round now. I got off it towards the Euros this year, but that's quite a long time for me to consistently play it. But yeah, any of your thoughts on how this series could go would be really, really appreciated. I want you guys to get involved. Let me know your players as well. Can I just say this is the best goal I've ever scored? It's absolutely beautiful from Vardy with the spin. It's not the best goal I've ever scored, but it's quite well. And that was what we're having towards the end of this. We had some brilliant games. The one I really struggled with, and this is another tip if you are a new player and you're watching this. I know there is some fairly new players that watch my videos in the Wednesday fan base specifically, but don't pick the high levels if you on things like the featured squads. Team of the week you can usually get away with because the chemistry's poor, but there's still good players. A bat at this one here, I really struggled because Hazard and they had good chemistry. I'd put it on professional, which is 1,700 points, And I really struggled. Look, we were 2-0 down. Like, you were going to lose. Oh, no, sorry. It's not 2-0 down. That was an equaliser. Great goal from Vardy. We do win this because I score another goal in the second half here, and we do manage to defend half decently. But when the chemistry is high, just whack it on beginner. It's 1,500 points. I wanted the 1,700. I used to do, like, I usually play these on world class or higher. I'm not going to do it. For the sake of 200 points, just put them on an easy difficulty and make sure you get the points, because you don't get the points if you don't win them, those featured squads. So they're really important. And look at that Tavernier. Look at that completed Tavernier. That's going to be very, very useful going forward. Maybe we'll get to a point where we can make one of the players purple. But what we are going to do, actually, is use this free cosmetic they've given us, this weird shell. We don't have a lot of options. We have Godfrey. So Godfrey's going to get this shell with a sheen. Oh, look at that. It's got the light that goes across it. This was the team of the week side that we beat 3-0. And that was the end of our squad battles. See, I get good coins because I score. The points wouldn't change here, though. You see, I don't get anything based on my performance or my skill bonus. So it's a flat 17 points, which puts us at the top end of the gold tier, which is where I wanted us to be. I usually try and aim for Elite 1 sort of thing, but I'm just going to try and keep us at the top end of gold, low end of Elite for this. If we drop to gold 2 this week, it's no big deal. I just want the rewards, because the rewards are 7,000 coins, which basically means as long as we don't drop out of gold 2, we're going to be able to afford Martinez next episode. So the squad is going to slowly build here, and SBCs like this are helpful. We're just doing a couple of them here. One took me absolutely ages as well. There was one I did really, really easily on my personal profile, the one with like different leagues but high chemistry sort of thing. And this one, because I'm trying not to spend too many coins, I do end up spending a few hundred coins. This one, no, not that one. No, actually, I've just cut to it and I've sped it up because it took me ages. It's that one that just so many cross. But look at how long this is. This is times 20 speed, I think I've got it on. Very fast. It took me a long time to do. I spent a few coins, and this was the reward. This pack here, the rare players. We got a Saudi League player as our top one, but it's all rare players at this stage. It was worth a gamble, and we didn't do too well. They're all untradeable, but it only cost us a couple hundred coins to actually complete the SBC, so it's worth doing. But anyway, I'm going to start all the SBCs that we've got to do, like the Hybrid Nations, all the other ones that are left. They're going to be the start of next episode. We'll have squad battle rewards next episode. We'll try rivals. We'll try rush. But all of that fun is to come. And I need you guys to support this series to make it successful. So please like and tell your mates if they like this sort of thing, because more people watching it is really, really helpful. For now, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all those things. And keep watching right here on Dexterity Box.